Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, we join students of the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Penang, Malaysia on their trip to the post office to mail the books they have fundraised for others in need. We take a look at how Tzu Chi's parent and child class in Taiwan are closing the gap between family members and how family relationships have changed for the better. And we meet a young man from the Philippines and see how Tzu Chi's work relief program is helping him get back on track after a natural disaster. First in this week's news, in Malaysia, at Penang Tzu Chi Kindergarten, students and teachers have been collecting secondhand books for care recipients and their families. Recently, the children gathered some of the books they had collected and took a trip to the nearby post office to learn how to mail these packages of love. The children also learned more about the postmen who will work to ensure these packages reach the care recipients safe and sound. Today, these kindergartners are learning how to mail the books they have collected to their care recipients.
At this post office, they can learn the steps that are involved in mailing a package.
With Da'ai mothers by their side, the children get their packages weighed and buy the right amount of stamps before mailing them out. In addition to learning how to post mail, the children also gather to listen to a postman talk about his job and learn the hardships postmen face on the job.
Postmen have a hard job delivering the mail. I want to thank them.
As the children mail the secondhand books they have collected, they also get a look into the workings of the post office, a lesson that will be more than useful in the days ahead. Continuing on our last story about Penang Tzu Chi Kindergarten students, besides mailing their secondhand books of love, the children also presented them to care recipients. Through the event, students learned to cherish their blessings as well as the opportunity to help the needy.
Following their teachers' instructions, students of Penang Tzu Chi Kindergarten are busy preparing lunch boxes for care recipients. Children's laughter soon fills in this care recipient's house. During this visit, the children not only give the family freshly made lunch boxes, but also hand out the second-hand books that were donated by their classmates, teachers, and parents.
Our students all support the activity of donating second-hand books to the needy. They do their best to collect as many books as they can and then give the books to our care recipients. Through this activity, the students realize that they are truly blessed to have the ability to help the less fortunate. They will also learn to be content and thankful for what they have.
Mrs. Shi has 3 children. Among them, the eldest daughter, Wang Huiyin, was especially excited upon receiving the books. She later picked up one story and started reading for her guests.
I'm happy to have Tzu Chi Kindergarten students visit my home because they are so polite and friendly.
Altogether, the students and care recipients cherish the affinity they've created during this visit.
Staying in Malaysia, Tzu Chi care recipient Chen Wen-tai from Klang used to live in an old and unstable house near a riverbank. Upon hearing of his living conditions, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to help him and his family move to another house. Touched by the volunteers' gestures, Tang was inspired to become a Tzu Chi member to reciprocate the love he has received.
This is Tzu Chi care recipient Chen Wen-tai, who picks the recyclable that he finds on the streets every day after work. To sort the recyclables, he has turned his backyard into a little recycling station.
When he has collected enough recyclables, he will call us and we will come here to pick up the recyclables.
In 2011, with the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, Chen Wen-cai and his family moved to this new home. Now not having to worry about the safety of his wife and child, Chen has decided to spend his time reciprocating Tzu Chi's love.
I still remember living in my old house. Thanks to the help of these recycling volunteers, I can live in this house. Right now, I do my best to help those in greater need.
Other than collecting recyclables to help those in need, after watching Dai TV, Chen Wen-cai decided to become a Tzu Chi member himself. These receipts are the proof of his kindness.
Before, I didn't know why I should practice recycling, but after watching Dai TV and listening to the Master's Dharma, I understood. The Master said we need to eat 80% full and leave 20% for those in need. I also learned the true meaning of the phrase, be willing to do and be happy to bear.
He told me this phrase when I came to pick up the recyclables. I was shocked because I realized that he has really taken the Master's Dharma to heart.
Although not well off, Chen Wen-cai says he is spiritually rich because he has the opportunity to help those in greater need.
In our next story, to motivate more people to adopt vegetarianism, Tzu Chi volunteers were mobilized to provide meatless meals for the young athletes of the 2013 National High School Athletic Games in Yilan. But first, in Hualien, the Fengling Retreat held a vegetarian cooking seminar where local residents learned from Tzu Chi volunteers how to cook delicious meatless dishes.
Having a bite of vegetarian desserts prepared by Tzu Chi volunteers are local residents here in Hualien. Hoping to motivate more residents to adopt vegetarianism, the Fengling Retreat held a vegetarian cooking seminar for all to attend.
We want to give the local residents a new concept of healthy diets. What's most important is to let them know that it's not difficult to eat vegetarian.
Tzu Chi volunteers demonstrate how to cook delicious meals with fruits and vegetables as the only ingredients.
What I learned today is how to use these natural ingredients to cook in a healthy way. I learned I don't have to stir-fry all the ingredients and create excessive cooking fumes.
During the seminar, the participants carefully took notes as many hope to share these important tips with others. In Yilan, cooking volunteers mobilized to prepare meatless meals for the participants of the 2013 National High School Athletic Games.
Each volunteer has spared no effort in preparing these meals, as we really want to give them a taste of healthy and delicious meatless meals.
As environmentalism is the theme at this year's National High School Games, Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to provide vegetarian dishes.
Currently, members of the public are recognizing the importance of energy-saving measures and carbon reduction. We are thankful to the Tzu Chi volunteers.
Vegetarian meals are more diverse and healthier. My school doesn't provide meatless food, but I'll eat vegetarian at home.
At lunchtime, volunteers serve the young players with plates full of healthy vegetables to help them find a stellar performance on and off the field.
Most children in Taiwan are quite fortunate. However, their affluent lifestyles often lead to squander and waste. On April 14th, a Tzu Chi parent and child class organized a charity sale at the Tzu Chi Guandu grounds, where students brought secondhand items for sale and the proceeds goes to helping the needy. Teachers hope in this way children may learn from a young age to cherish what they have and help the disadvantaged. Meanwhile, in Kaohsiung, a parent and child class was also held. Let's take a look.
Respectfully handing a cup of tea to their parents, the humanitarian spirit displayed by the students reflect the success of the Tzu Chi parent and child class.
Having my child attend the classes, I feel improved my child a lot. He practices recycling and also assists with household chores.
Before I joined Tzu Chi, I was very strict with my child. Now that I have learned Master Zheng Yin's Dharma, I use Dharma to communicate with my child.
At first, many students were unwilling to attend the class. However, over time, they began to not only see changes in their parents, but in themselves as well.
I heard a lot of Jin's aphorisms here. When I'm at school or at home, I remind myself that filial duties and kind deeds should never be delayed.
The Tzu Chi auntie told us Jin's aphorism stories, which taught us to distinguish between the good and bad. I must do all that is good.
Include me when doing good deeds, exclude me when doing bad deeds. Upholding this spirit when walking life's path will ensure these students will never go astray. Here at the Guandu grounds in Taipei, these little ones are having a go at being their own boss, passionately promoting their products.
I brought 3 tap sets to sell. My mom said we should bring them because we have enough at home.
The toys and stationery on the table are all second-hand items or items which are no longer needed at home. Teachers and students of the Tzu Chi Parent and Child class are holding this charity sale as a way to teach their students to cherish resources and nurture their love in helping others.
因为我已经很够了，所以我不需要，所以我可以给大家。
那你知道这个卖的钱要做什么用吗？
就是捐给需要的人。
平常就是买。
We should only buy what we really need and not what we desire.
在台湾的孩子真的非常幸福。
Taiwanese children are really fortunate. They lead very affluent lives, so we hope they learn to appreciate what they have and put the spirit into practice.
然后把爱惜物命、惜福爱物的观念。
Amid the fun and excitement of the charity sale, students learn to appreciate their blessings and reduce squander, and at the same time, nurture a heart of compassion and empathy.
In our next segment, we travel to the Philippines to meet Wilmar Madbag, who graduated from university this year. Such an achievement seemed like an impossible dream back in 2009 when the young graduate's father lost his job and the family's house was damaged by Typhoon Kansana. However, with Tzu Chi by their side, the young man returned to school and made the impossible possible.
2009 brought the devastation of Typhoon Kansana to the Philippines, but also the presence of Tzu Chi, which soon after started a work relief program to help residents clean up their homes and find economic relief. It was during that difficult time that Tzu Chi volunteers first met the Marbag family. Although their lives and home have returned to normal, Tzu Chi remains an important part of the family's life.
Tzu Chi has given us much help. I am very thankful for Tzu Chi's scholarship aid, thus allowing my son to finish college.
Wilmar almost had to drop out of school after his father lost his job. However, with Tzu Chi's scholarship support, he was able to finish his studies. In addition to his studies, Wilmar also joined volunteers and other aid recipients on visits to nursing homes where he learned to find confidence in being with people.
He shows a sense of responsibility in every job he does. Whenever we have visitors, he will quickly help to copy out information. He also got a better understanding of our company's service policy.
Wilmar Marbag is the first person to graduate from college in his family, a fact that makes his mother proud.
If not for Typhoon Kansana, we would never have gotten to know Tzu Chi, and there would have been no one to help our son finish his schooling.
I hope that I can find a job and with my salary help my younger sister go to college, just like my parents and Tzu Chi helped me.
Although bringing devastation in its wake, Typhoon Kansana also brought a new hope and start for many thanks to Tzu Chi.
In China, Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers carried out another visit to the Zhongluotan nursing home in Guangzhou City, where they not only arranged entertainment for the seniors, but also gave them a new hairstyle. Seeing how Tzu Chi volunteers treated these seniors just like family members, many newcomers were moved and promised for a return visit with the volunteers.
自己啦
Here at the Zhongluotan Nursing Home in Guangzhou City, Tzu Chi volunteers extend their warmest welcome to the senior residents. For both the volunteers and the elderly, it is a day that has been eagerly anticipated. The volunteers' lively performance puts a smile on every face. Among the volunteers is Chen Ruiqing, who seized the opportunity to volunteer despite his advanced age.
I myself am a senior citizen who also needs other people's care, so I'm here to care for them. I'm happy to be here. We visit these elderly every month. Having a chance to chat with them makes me happy.
Following a year of visits, volunteers have built up a family-like bond with the elderly at the nursing home. Inspired by the event, many joined the volunteers' ranks.
When I was born, my father was already old. He passed away when I was still young, and I couldn't care for him. Thus, I treat these senior residents like I'm caring for my own parents.
Before, when on holiday, I used to ask my friends out and have fun. Now, I feel much happier in caring for these seniors.
On this month's visit, many volunteers brought their children along to take part.
Today, I took my son along to let him see the less fortunate and learn to cherish his blessings, so that he will seize every opportunity to do good deeds and fulfill his filial duties.
Before, I rarely show much attention to my grandparents. Now that I've visited these seniors at the nursing home, I promise I will show more attention to my grandparents by calling them once or twice every week.
With volunteers offering their genuine care and love, these senior residents will find that home is never far away.
Next, we meet 83-year-old Chinese calligrapher Zhou Keling, who has studied calligraphy and Buddhism his entire life. As his family members are also Tzu Chi volunteers, he came across books written by Master Zhen Yan as well as Jing's aphorisms and was inspired to turn thoughts into action. Though having been through 3 surgeries in the past year, Zhou still wrote out 285 of these aphorisms using beautiful calligraphy before donating the finished works to Tzu Chi.
To better spread the Dharma, 83-year-old Chinese calligrapher Zhou Keling, despite having been through 3 surgeries in the past year, wrote 285 calligraphic pieces of Jing's aphorisms to donate to Tzu Chi.
One Jing's aphorism states that when we are born, life does not accord us the right of ownership, only the privilege of using it. I can relate to this saying very well.
As Zhou's family are members of Tzu Chi, he was able to witness the great love of Master Zhen Yan when facing different ethnicities and religions.
There are too many disagreements happening. However, everyone still can pray for peace and unity. That's all we need. The principles are the same in our society and world today. When I saw the words "stayed in mind," I felt that they were really well written. These words of wisdom are easy to understand for the general public or anyone who can read. I think Master Zhen Yan has successfully simplified Buddhist Dharma into easy to understand ideas.
Although having studied Chinese calligraphy and Buddhism all his life, it was only when Zhou saw the masters just do it calligraphy that he was finally inspired to turn ideals into action. He now donates to help underprivileged students and reads Jing's aphorisms each day.
In Taiwan, Penghu Tzu Chi volunteers brought Tzu Chings from the Penghu University of Science and Technology and the Penghu Marine and Fishery Vocational High School to visit a local nursing home. The students brought much laughter and joy into the lives of these residents. Despite it being a weekend, these youngsters were happy to spend some time accompanying the seniors.
Here at the local nursing home in Penghu, Tzu Chins are dancing and singing to entertain the elderly, with some of the residents even joining in. During this visit to the nursing home, the students learn to cherish their time with their family members.
I am happy to care for these senior residents. Although most people find happiness in personal achievements, I find myself feel much happier in helping the needy.
A trip to the nursing home brings these youngsters a different perspective on life. Most of the volunteers are Tzu Chis from the Penghu University of Science and Technology, who take the opportunity to massage and chat with the seniors.
To be honest, I also want to relax during my days off, but it is quite meaningful to visit these seniors and care for them. We have to take every opportunity to do good deeds. If each one of us can contribute a little, we can gather more strength to benefit the needy.
Under their senior classmates' guidance, these youngsters not only learn how to serve the elderly, but also learn of the love and compassion that comes from participating in such events.
Also in Taiwan, 88 Tzu Chi volunteers from Zhudong district near Hsinchu traveled to Hualien at the end of March for a 2-day visit to their spiritual homeland. Among other activities, the volunteers visited the former retreat of Master Zhen Yan and were treated to a performance of a section from the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents.
At daybreak, these 88 volunteers depart from Zhudong and head for Tzu Chi's spiritual heartland in Hualien. During the 4-hour trip, everyone looks forward to what is to come. Arriving in Hualien, the first order of the day is to visit Master Zhen Yan's former retreat. After seeing the birthplace of Tzu Chi, volunteers then travel to Jingsi Hall, where they are treated to a performance of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents. I hope everyone can work to actualize the words of Master Zhen Yan when she says good deeds and filial piety are things that cannot wait. Tzu Chi volunteer Yu Zhaoqing was among those visiting. Yu's father, also a volunteer, only had good things to say about the experience.
It's such a rare opportunity. I'm really so happy to be here. It is like I've won the lottery. Having my parents come here has been a dream come true. The connection here is really special. What I feel now is that my life feels so open and content.
The 2-day, 1-night trip has been a dream come true for some, a new start for others, and a motivation to keep walking the Bodhisattva path for all.
At the end of the show, we traveled to California in the United States, where Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to perform a show for the 2013 Taiwan Night at Dodger Stadium. The drumming and sign language performance was widely received by audience members, and the participants themselves felt honored to showcase their talents. Thank you for watching, have a good weekend, and see you next week.